For real?
What's up, YouTube?
For real?
He's simply ravishing.
Coming to you live from the Sportatorium parking lot.
Wood.
Senior Burgundy.
Up in this thing.
Episode 2 of the Broken Pencil Booking Company podcast.
You can't write this.
Broken Pencil Logic, Broken Pencil Booking.
BrokenpencilBC on everything social, even gmail.com.
So yeah,
Simply ravishing.
Ow! CG know what's going on. CG, that's some of our favorite music ever of all time.
Man, Slam Jam.
Yeah, we found it. We found it online. I'm gonna have it. It's gonna be in my car.
YouTube rippers are something serious. Man, we had we had a long episode. I guess we can call it episode 0 because this will be part 2 of the 2-pack that people actually going to hear.
This is the 2-pack.
So, is this 2-pack Shakur?
I mean, you know, X-Pac. Was it X-Pac or X-Pac?
This could be an X-Pac if you will.
We got 2 words for you. Broken Pencil. So, it's been an eventful few days. If you're a wrestling fan, if you're not.
Let's cut the shit, man. The highlight of my weekend by far was NXT Saturday night.
NXT put on a masterful pay-per-view, if you want to call it a pay-per-view in this era of network specials. 5 matches that span 3.5 hours.
And I would probably say, I think it was like the average match time. I think it was like 35 minutes.
I'm here for that. I'm good with it.
I'm here for all of that, and I can't see how anyone could be upset about certain people not being on the card. The only 2 people who could have possibly been on that card that would have made a difference to any stretch of the imagination would have been what's my man McIntyre, Drew McIntyre,
Drew was on the pre-show in a suit.
And or Cassius Ohno, who's been on a tear lately, and he's about a hamburger short of looking like Bull Dempsey around this thing.
Bull! Bull! At this point, I mean, considering what I got from my 5 matches in my 3.5 hours, I'm not angry.
3 words. Actually 4.
Count them.
Adam Cole,
baby. Yeah. Undisputed Era came through with the shit.
And Roddy Strong. Like, if you're not going to do anything else with a top tier talent,
they weren't.
The only thing you could have did was put him with his homeboys.
Because he was going to play the sympathetic babyface forever, and there is no more sympathetic babyface than the guy who was in the main event.
Man, and oh my God, Killian Dane with the Adam Cole assisted Vader bomb on top of Ricochet on a ladder.
Yeah.
Insane.
The North American Championship ladder match was like everything you want to see on WWE TV, but when you see it, it's so shocking because like it's a blend of fantastic wrestling, innovative athleticism, and absolute recklessness.
Speaking of absolute recklessness, the fact that you went old school in New Orleans and had a 1984 lights out match. They call it non-sanctioned. The whole idea behind a non-sanctioned match is that after the entire card is complete, you turn the lights off briefly, you turn them back on, and then the company that's holding the event is not responsible for what happens. And oh my God, Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. If they're still friends now, I feel sorry for them at Thanksgiving. I want no parts of that dinner.
First of all, shout out to Tommaso Ciampa for his rehab because he came back looking like he wanted to be a star.
And shouts out to that knee brace for being whoever thought a knee brace would be the coup de grace of crossface?
who is booking this because we need to shake their hand.
I can't wait to finally meet Triple H face to face because he's getting that handshake for no other reason. NXT,
a grown-up handshake and a how you doing, pal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all your contributions to this business.
So now that we have lived through all the good things of NXT on Saturday, did you have any negatives? Did you have anything?
Not one. I didn't like. I can't say I was mad at Shayna Baszler beating Amber Moon. Dallas. We'll see her in Dallas when NXT comes here.
Right.
Who followed that? I'm really not mad at Andrade Cien Almas. And the fact that what's my man? Who beat him? Aleister Black. I'm really about to call him Tommy End. But but yeah, Aleister Black, when he went to a new level, he leveled up. And there was one more match.
You got the tag team title match.
That's the tag title match.
Yeah.
You had to get that out the way, and AOP did the deed for getting out of the way. Even though they did a couple of killer spots too. But the MVP of that match, though, the MVP of that match by far is Kyle O'Reilly.
I didn't know Kyle O'Reilly had hands and feet like that. Like in real life, I didn't think... He looks like some guy you would muff.
He's the guy you walk up to and just you pie face him.
You pie face that guy. Like in our world, in real life, you walk up on that guy and you pie face him into his own vehicle. Just so happens
he got hands and feet that
for real
that matter.
You're gonna have to respect his authority.
Shades or no shades, he got that. So on to Mania. I think we're good with NXT.
Now that we've done all the good things that happened on Saturday, let's run through what happened on Sunday and see how much piss and vinegar is left over from the weekend. We're a couple of days removed, so neither one of us are as heated as we were Sunday.
Yeah, there was some fuming animosity going on via iMessage and phone calls.
I'll take the heat for this. It was all me. I was pissed.
It wasn't all you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you have it. It wasn't all you, but by the time Taker got done with Cena in that magnificent squash, I was pretty much sitting slumped in my chair waiting for it to end.
That ought to let you know exactly how convoluted this shit became. The fact that once the event was over, no one talked about the fact that John Cena got squashed at WrestleMania.
In 4.5 minutes, not one offensive maneuver. Not a one.
Thought he threw a body slam or some shit.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he? Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Did it matter?
It didn't matter, but he got one in.
All right, if you're keeping score at home, yeah, give him one.
Did you at least pinch the bitch? He pinched him real good.
So we have the card pulled up, and unlike episode 1 where we went in reverse order from bottom to top, let's go from top to bottom.
We going chronological order.
And I guess bottom to top would actually be top to bottom in this case.
I don't want to discuss tops or bottoms considering Finn Balor's ring attire. I'm all for inclusion. Whatever you decide to do with your life is your business. Godspeed. But
my wife and I went on a tour on a horse and carriage in New Orleans, and as we got to the stop sign that said it was like one way, that they put a G in front of the one and a G on top of the W. I guess that the tour guide explained to us that area you cannot call the neighborhood. It was disrespectful to those for being included. They wanted it to be known as the Fruit Loop. And as a parent,
are you serious?
I cannot make this. You can't write this.
Hey, as a shoot, that is hilarious.
I'm saying this without laughing. I'm keeping this together.
Well, I'm gonna laugh.
This happened.
This
happened. That said, it's obvious Finn Balor took a trip to the Fruit Loop and gathered their all-star cast. It's good.
I never really paid. Last time I was in New Orleans, I didn't really pay attention to where that was.
Oh, it was right by one of the tropical aisles. Like we happened to walk out the tropical aisle. I'm like, look, they put cheese. This is cute. And you look back to the left, and there's a bunch of flags. And
I was lit and full for a whole weekend. I don't remember anything other than.
I was lit, but I remember. I remember.
I had to go again and figure out what's where.
Don't worry, I got a list of food, and I'm going back to a couple of spots, but I'm trying to add to it. I want my food list to get to 100. Mark Henry, if you hear this, anytime you go to a city and you got your own little spots, I guarantee you I got 2 more for you. I know you love to eat, and I know you're trying to lose this weight, but guess what? You about to catch this food.
Shout out to Silsby, Texas.
Yeah. Hook 'em horn. No, wait, I'm from Oklahoma. No, I can't.
Yeah. Get that blasphemy out. Come on, blaspheme on this podcast.
And what's crazy is my sister went to Oklahoma State, so I really can't even cheer for OU. Anyway, let's back on task here.
Yeah.
30-man Royal Rumble.
No. It's not the Royal Rumble.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because the Royal Rumble is a completely different and exciting event.
This is
a WrestleMania Battle Royal, and in 2018, Battle Royals are forearms.
It's the battle. It's the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which is supposed to elevate young talent.
Somebody. Elevate somebody. I don't care if they're young or old.
This is the exact opposite this year, as by far. Then I'm not age discriminatory at all. Matt Hardy is by far the most seasoned of the veterans in this matchup. It eliminates Baron Corbin with help of a resurrected Bray Wyatt.
I'm waiting to see what the changes are, other than the fact that he's a face now. And I'm a Bray Wyatt fan, so I want good things for him, but the attire didn't change, the presentation didn't change, the music didn't change. He's just a face.
Here's the crazy part. He looks like he's going to be Matt Hardy's lackey, in which case Matt should have been his mentor instead of Bray being his lackey. And Jeff relegated himself to become, as Brother Nero, Matt's lackey, so Matt could get elevated, which was dope. I like that idea. But come on, man. Bray has been a sacrificial lamb for 4 WrestleMania, actually including this year, 5, and he didn't even take an L.
The only thing I can say about it, because I'm going to wait and see exactly what this story entails and what new things start to pop up with Bray as a face, as an official face turn now. I would have probably liked to see him dress in all white just to kind of help signify the turn. I didn't like the fact that he took End of Days. It made him look weak.
Yeah, there was absolutely no plausible reason for outside interference to take a bump for the sake of a W for your partner. That you don't do that.
And I guess that just set the tone for the whole night, because you had a whole bunch of unnecessary shit going on.
Speaking of, Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali.
I was out picking up takeout, so you had to take
understand if there were ever a more unnecessary shit that happened, it was this match. And I loved the match. Do not get me wrong, great match. It was just unnecessary and did not need to happen. Cedric Alexander has been waiting around literally for 6 months. The last 3 dealing with this whole Enzo situation. Just for the sake of saying I am the deserved cruiserweight champion. And we knew this was all smoke and mirrors. This was nothing but a ploy to get the belt on him, and he deserves it. He just didn't deserve to get it this way.
I didn't see the match, so I can't really add anything.
It was a great, clean match between 2 faces. It's worth the check out.
That was on the pre-show.
But you knew. Well, I mean, so was Aries and
which I'm cool. I'm cool with it.
I was actually kind of pissed about Aries and Neville.
Considering their indie background, those two should have opened the show. But that's like one of those things like you hope for, but you kind of know better.
Maybe next year we can. And the good thing is Cedric Alexander is naturally a heavyweight, so if he decided to make a progression and come back up, I got a feeling that we might see something special out of him. More so than what no one's going to see on 205 Live. I hate to say that, but no one's going to be watching that show.
When do they figure out how to get Neville back?
I think they figured it out. It's just a matter of when and where he wants to go. It's my personal opinion, because no one has said a peep out of him since Enzo left. No one has mentioned his name since Enzo left. Maybe once or twice have you heard it in internet and that type of thing. But
I mean, you got court cases and whatever, bro.
Best wishes in your future endeavors.
You fired them already.
The 20-woman women's battle royal.
Yeah. Madam Moolah's battle royale.
the fallopian tube open invitational. That trophy, fam.
Yeah, that trophy looks like a birth canal. You gotta do better. Somebody in creative, somebody in the props department at the warehouse has to see that.
We saw it. We said it last week. Somebody back there was like, you know what's gonna kill him? Hey, this gonna get him right here. And Vince, in his infinite wisdom, had to be like, I like it. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Make a trophy that looks like a birth canal and have just never mind. I won't even go down the conspiracy theory.
So I will say this. I do like the finish. I do think Hollywood Hug Hogan is coming soon.
Really? That's how you feel?
Hugamania is gonna run wild all over you.
HWO backpack.
Yo, look at the subtle changes in Bayley's outfit, from all of these loud ass colors to just a soft navy blue and yellow. I mean, a very soft navy blue, like almost like you washed your shirt one day too many on hot water, navy blue. And I got a feeling. Oh, and when is the last time you seen an inflatable Bayley buddy? It's been a couple of weeks.
I usually don't even pay attention.
That's great. You shouldn't.
That's not my thing. That's more for my daughter.
But I think everybody's expecting a Sasha Banks heel turn, and people are going to get a biker chick version of Bayley.
Okay, moment of clarity. Who's the better heel? In your mind, if you were going to pick a heel, not necessarily based on the storyline, just pick one to be the heel, one to be a face. Who's the better heel?
Out of those two?
Yeah.
We've already seen what Sasha can do.
Turn up.
Yeah, man, she can get busy. I am interested to see what happens.
I think Bayley might have a little more mileage as a heel right now because everything's gone so poorly as a face.
But I think it's like when Terry Taylor finally turned heel back in the UWF days. No one expected it. It was always that I'm late, but I'm sorry. It's because my plane was late. And then when he finally turned on Chris Adams,
day late, dollar short.
Man, but it was so worth it because that begot terrific Terry Taylor. That begot Terrence Taylor of the York Foundation,
which eventually made its way to the Red Rooster.
At least he was managed by Heenan. At least we can give him that much. Let's move on. The Curtain Jerker. The Curtain Jerker. One of the crown jewels of this shit show of a WrestleMania. Yeah. Seth Rollins versus The Miz versus Finn Balor.
Made me feel like the night was gonna go really smoothly. Got my first pick off real good. I was 1-0.
Yeah, my predictions went to shit behind this one. They went left behind this one. Because I had Balor. Balor had the most to win and had everything to lose in this match. And the loss did not hurt him. In fact, I think it actually made him a little bit stronger. I think Balor leveled up because of this match. Speaking of leveling up, I took an L on this one too. Charlotte versus Asuka.
I think we all took an L on that one.
We didn't see it, and
this is where I started to not really have good vibes about the night.
Let me say something, and I don't know if you really felt bad about the fact that Charlotte won, but when I say this, Charlotte pulled off probably one of the most athletic things we have seen in this ring, and she made it look like your mama can do it. She pulled off a figure eight with a single arm bridge,
selling the other arm. No, anything I'm upset or just not pleased about from Sunday has nothing to do with the talent. None of the performers disappointed me. All of my points of contention have to do with writing. Writing and execution.
I'm with you on that. And that brings us to match number 6.
Wait, we jumped all the way to 6? Wait, first of all, am I going to rebook this now or are we going to wait till later?
No, we're coming back.
Are we going to come back?
We're coming back. We're coming back and rebook it.
Right.
So, the next match is Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Rusev Day
Lana is the best. Lana's number one.
And Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal.
The modern day Maharaja.
So like a go-kart.
Armando Alejandro Estrada.
You might owe that guy some royalties.
Man, let me tell you something. Get him back. Get him back with somebody yesterday.
Excuse-me.
I got something for you.
Sound like a car salesman in Puerto Rico.
Man, well, I mean, he is.
What is he doing nowadays? Is he selling cars in Puerto Rico?
No, he actually lives in the Phoenix area and had a restaurant that was open for a minute.
Well, turn up next time we in Phoenix.
Yeah, he ain't open no more.
Shit. I tried to put it over.
And speaking of restaurants, Abdullah's House of Ribs and Chinese cuisine is closed now too.
I would assume is Abdullah cooking?
That joke writes itself.
I can tell you why it's closed if he's in the kitchen.
It's a scare. It's a scare. Not a scar. A scare. All right. So yeah. So now we turning this into because we got some things to go through here.
Right.
What did you think about the U.S. title match, the 4-way?
It was 4 guys who can perform, but that was like when shows like this that are like 5 hours long get formatted, some matches are put in certain places to kind of let the crowd come down. That's kind of what happened here, because you started off really hot with a 3-way with basically the 3 most popular acts on Raw. Let's just call it what it is. The 3 most popular acts on Raw started the show. Then you got your first shock of the night. You ended Asuka's streak. So apparently New Orleans is where streaks go to die.
Man.
And then you come back with a U.S. title match, which, I mean, I think everybody thought the consensus winner would have been Rusev because he was the hottest as far as momentum going in. But for business reasons, you do know why Jinder came away with the victory.
We can hope that is not the case. We can take an educated stance and say that that's probably exactly why that happened.
Right. You'd like to think that's not what happened, but when you start putting the math together, let's just be real, son.
All right, let's fast forward. Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Easily, by leaps and bounds, the most entertaining thing of the night.
I agree.
And obviously, and not just that, it's the MVP of the night because the expectations for this match were so low. The bar was low.
I didn't know what to expect from Ronda Rousey. She exceeded all expectations I had for her. My only problem, and it's not even a problem, it's just more like, nitpicking. How many months did we have to get ring gear together?
we had at least, and I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt, 2.5 months from the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, from Royal Rumble to April 8th. And we just, I think there's going to be some more effort put into ring gear going forward. Let me say that.
You're gonna have to, because
she knows now that when she moves around the ring, those shorts are not gonna stay put.
Not only that, though, I mean, those particular shorts, I mean, the only thing they were missing were the letters UF and C on them. But that shirt is going to ride up, and she's not the most chest stacked person in the world, but that's tight and short enough to go ahead and have a wardrobe malfunction. And I don't think she wants that fine in her life.
I was cool with the sports bra because it was branded, but the bottoms, she could have kept the kilt on, and I probably would have been cool, a little better with it. But
you're right. The kilt were kind of just like Piper, because when Piper wrestled with the kilt on, you had the trunks underneath it, and it's okay. It can ride up. You'll be fine because you still got something covering up the goods.
But we gotta figure something out like that, because there's too many opportunities to make money now. Like those gloves, we're gonna be able to sell those gloves.
I mean, but who all has gloves though, man? We got Ronda, we got Taker, we got who else got gloves?
Lesnar, Taker, AJ has gloves.
Baszler. Well, AJ's gloves are like baseball gloves, so I'm talking like fighting gloves.
It's not a lot.
Yeah, but they're, I mean, more than a handful.
But they're not selling Lesnar gloves. But you have a let's be honest, you have a woman with a type of crossover ability.
Oh no, she's gonna have red and yellow gloves. Like, you better believe that.
Let's get with it. Let's get the merch together.
Speaking of, let's go back here a minute. Was it after the Charlotte match when we got the referee that ran the full wind sprint down to the ring to tell John Cena that his wife was having a baby?
I thought he came out of the crowd. I didn't see where he came from. He
came down the side of the ramp.
Oh well,
and hopped the barricade. Yeah, he hopped the barricade for that one. And then so Cena takes full flicked run back. Yes, I said flicked it. Take it back to 92.
He was running in jeans.
Was it jeans or jorts?
Nah, yeah, I think
he had on jeans. Yeah, okay.
Well, now what shoes did he have on? Did he have on his normal Kmart Cena's? I don't know how much athletic stuff you can do in that other than what he does.
And the fact that he's still rocking blacktop pumps in the ring was just.
I mean, he had his time in blacktop pumps, but that was during the whole throwback jersey era. Don't judge. Don't be that way.
This was after he went back to the acid wash jorts. Come on, man. He went back to the pumps.
You hear yourself? Acid wash jorts. Yikes.
That's your man's though. So we fast forward that and plant the seed to what's to come. Because at the Angle Rousey Triple H Stephanie McMahon match was about, according to Wikipedia, 20 minutes and 40 seconds bell to bell, the longest match of the night.
I was totally entertained by that, and now in retrospect, hindsight, I would have been cool with this closing the show.
That would have got a better reaction than what we got.
Matter of fact,
for sure.
There are a couple of matches on this show that could have closed the show, but I'm now in retrospect consider
a couple.
At least one more.
After the fact.
After the fact.
Nah.
Looking back at how they all came out, I can find at least.
Well, yeah. There's one more. I got one more too.
Two makes a couple.
Yeah, well, but I had to think about that second one. Well, we're coming to that one.
Right.
Jacob and Eli Blue 2.0.
Stop doing that to them. They have earned the respect of being called the Bludgeon Brothers.
Well, Harper has lost about 50 pounds, and he looks like Jacob and Eli Blue.
You have to be so disrespectful at all times. Look, the Lake of Reincarnation worked for Bray Wyatt, and then vicariously it worked for the Bludgeon Brothers.
So Jacob and Eli were brothers, correct?
Uncle Zebekiah was nowhere near this match.
But they were brothers, right? And the first three letters of Bludgeon are what?
BLU.
Okay, just for those keeping score. All right, so they knock off the Usos and the New Day in 5 minutes and 50 seconds. I understand we got a 4-hour main card. Well, actually, I'm sorry, it would actually turn out to be a 5-hour main card.
The Usos deserve so much better.
They do, and that's exactly why this is going to be their last week on SmackDown.
I'm okay with that.
I'm super okay with that. Get them back. Get them back as these. Bring the Pain Tantry to Monday nights.
I'm cool with it. They cut really, really good promos. They have great matches. I'm cool with it. Fine.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I just thought about something.
So,
did we see a cruiserweight match on Raw last night? I don't recall seeing one.
I don't think so. I don't think you saw the new champ at all.
Wow.
Now that we're thinking about it, 205 Live just went off. So whatever's going on as far as the cruiserweight division is concerned, it's already happened.
And we are behind us watching Shinsuke Nakamura come in and Ric Flair, AJ Styles 2 more times.
Woo. What's the next match on the card?
Next match on the card, Taker versus Cena.
Squash. So back
bell
to
bell. 2 minutes 45 seconds. I'm way more okay with the Bludgeon Brothers squash. However, how they squashed and how they won made their tag team title win less meaningful.
Wait, it was 2 minutes?
The Cena Taker match?
Yeah.
Come on, man. You know Taker's interest is 4 minutes walking down the aisle.
Of course, but I'm just saying, like, in ring, bell to bell.
Bell to bell, according to Wikipedia, 2 minutes 45 seconds.
I everything about how it happened, I probably would have scripted a little different. But
we're coming back for all that. You're here for this.
Yeah.
You're here for this.
Yeah.
The reason I'm doing it like this is because by the time we get you nice and riled up,
we'll have taken a break, gotten our bearings, come back, and all of a sudden, shots ring out.
All right. Daniel Bryan's return to the ring versus Shane McMahon. Oh, I'm sorry, with Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
I called this one all wrong. I was so wrong about this.
I never in a million years would have thought that there was a stipulatory match for people to get their jobs back, where the people who need to get their jobs back did not get their jobs back, and they were heels.
You're going to stay unemployed.
Fuck you, you're fired.
You're fired. You're going to stay unemployed. And good day to you.
Kevin Steen and El Generico, go back to the indies where you belong. And then fight each other, and neither one of you.
First of all, fight Owens, fight forever.
Let me tell you, wait a minute. So let's talk about Raw on the repercussions of this Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn match. How do you have a double down count out where two people are fighting for their jobs and neither one gets one?
You needed to fill TV time, and what better way to fill TV time than Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn?
Somewhere, Dusty Rhodes' casket was moving with chuckles.
Let me tell you something, baby. What you gonna do is you gonna lay down, and old Sammy, baby, you gonna lay down, and neither one of y'all is gonna get up.
If you will.
If you will.
Man, Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss. Let me tell you, I'm here for all of this, mainly because the one thing that was going to stop Nia Jax from winning was eliminated before the bell even rung. Mickie James got mugged.
They had been calling her an idiot and a moron and just an oaf all this time, and you show up and you just go ahead and cripple somebody off the jump. Hey, that's how you do it.
Mickie James got mugged.
When you're outnumbered, you start crippling people.
And when Nia Jax screamed and Alexa Bliss screamed, and I love Alexa Bliss on the mic. I think she's the hottest thing on the mic this side of the Miz. And that's a tall order. Those two need a segment together.
Sure,
just one. That's gold.
Sure, why not?
Understand this. This match was longer than both the tag title match and Taker Cena combined.
It's no pun intended. It's a new day.
It is indeed a new day. Yes, it is.
It's a new day, and certain things are going to happen whether you like them or not. So you might as well figure a way to get with it.
AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, the New Japan Pro Wrestling dream match of all dream matches.
Oh, I was so damn wrong again.
I really thought that this was. I did pick AJ to win. I did say that.
Congratulations.
Shit, that's probably about the only highlight I had. I mean, we both we swung and missed on a whole lot.
I
mean, the bed is covered in fecal matter.
But see, here's the thing. Here at the Broken Pencil Booking Company, we don't always pick things because of the way they're gonna go. We pick them sometimes based on the way we want them to go.
The way we would write it.
We think they should go.
And the way we think they should go is the way that we think that you may like it. If you got something to say about it, BrokenpencilBC@gmail.com. BrokenpencilBC on all things social. Hashtag BrokenPencil
Logic.
BrokenPencil Logic. Hashtag you can't write this.
All correct spelling. King's English around here.
Yeah, that's what we do. Shit. The obligatory Japanese customary post-match ritual. First of all, I don't ever recall a loser going to get the championship match or the championship belt and handing it over on bended knee to the champion, and the loser of the match was not already the champion.
I get exactly what you were saying. So basically,
Shinsuke shouldn't have touched that belt, period.
Yeah, the champ retained, but the challenger went and got the belt and presented it to him. Like, yeah, here's my title. Like, no, it's not. It wasn't yours to begin with. Don't touch it.
And as I recall us messaging during this match, what do you do with him now? And I replied with, you turn him now.
Soon thereafter, I mean, almost instantaneously, as soon as he messaged, because we had one of the liver group chats going on, or group text messages going on during WrestleMania.
Indeed. Like, don't worry, we're going to start including you guys.
We got to figure out how to make that whole thing like a
any
large,
ideas, hit the email and the socials. We're here for it.
If there's someone in the tech industry who's listening and wants to, take a group message and make it global so we can include other people, that should be for like premium members.
I got contracts and agreements already for that, so hit us up. We've already BrokenpencilBC on everything. BrokenpencilBC at gmail.com. We want that. We want that now.
Yeah, we need that technology. So, but yeah, like as soon as he says turn him, here we go. Full
Ric Flair nut shot. This is WCW 1996. It's going down.
I'm already irritated because, this was not poorly done. No one got the dream match they expected, which, I mean, that kind of comes and goes with the territory. You don't always get the match you expect. Things are planned out for a different reason, whatever.
Go ahead.
But I feel like had you put more effort into Shinsuke Nakamura before April 8th, him turning heel on April 8th would have meant way much more on April 10th.
You have way more emotion evoked in 2 days post WrestleMania than you have had in the last year Shinsuke Nakamura has been on SmackDown. And that's a crying shame for Shinsuke Nakamura. However, better late than never. I'm glad that it happened. Only thing you can make him do is be worse than he ever has been. And I don't follow New Japan like that. Like prior to say 2014, I can't say I've been in like truthfully like all in on New Japan. So I don't know if he's ever had a heel turn.
I want a full scale Yakuza boss.
And I want Asuka. I want Asuka on SmackDown with Shinsuke starting the Yakuza and also starting American Recruiting.
I just can't call him the Yakuza.
When you see it happen, you know what we thinking. You already
we're just gonna tweet out hashtag Yakuza.
So all right, next up. And here's where the shitstorm happened. Mr. Burgundy, I need you to handle this one.
What match are we at?
The Raw Tag Team Championship.
Oh my God, this was so fucking stupid. And some people are going to be angry at the fact that I call this stupid, but considering what we know now about the identity of the extra talent.
No, let's dial this back before we knew the identity.
It was awkward. It was weird. It was just.
I really thought Nicholas was going to piss himself.
Just even before you get to the fact that he picked a child, like you have a full roster of active talent that he walked past.
And 78,143 other people to deal with. Referees, cameramen.
4 weeks of build-up to say, I'm going to have a mystery partner.
He walked past Corey Graves and Byron Saxton.
Saxton would have been good. Saxton would have been hilarious. Corey Graves would have got a pop. Like a huge pop if he'd have picked Corey Graves.
And I get why he wasn't in it. I don't get why Saxton was not in it.
You could have got Michael Cole and it would have been funny.
I know Michael Cole. I know, like we know he's done too. I mean, if you're gonna go that far out the way, I would have got good old JR in there one last time.
You could have taken absolutely anyone. If you're gonna get a WWE employee, which is essentially what you got the extension.
You could have got a seamstress from the back. You could have got the head chef from catering.
You could have gave me a cardboard cutout, and I would have been fine. Bring a cardboard cutout of whatever superstar you want, past, present, whatever, and put him in the corner and let Strowman wrestle a handicap match, because it's essentially what he did, and I'd have been cool with that. But we got the son, and you keep telling me to wait and not tell him about who the kid is.
Get him. It's your world.
It's the son of a referee. Referee John Cone, longtime WWE employee, his son. So it's not like he pulled a Make-A-Wish kid out of the crowd, which
there were plenty.
No, I'll tell you who it should have been if you
Jarius JJ.
Thank you. A New Orleans native who just got the Warrior Award the night before. He's a Hall of Famer and he's a WWE fan.
Who has way more personality than Nicholas had shakes. And Nicholas had a lot of shaking going on.
He'd have had the whole Superdome popping. He'd have had the whole Superdome turned up.
I'm over here popping right now.
So if we over here picking children, which is a really iffy move to begin with, but if we're picking children, that would have been the play.
It was not.
It just that's one of those things, like, it just doesn't make fucking sense to me.
And there was 4 minutes of this match, and this man tags in
a child,
and he stands there.
If I swear to God, Sheamus should have bro kicked him. Like, if you're gonna involve a child, you need to go like ECW 1998 shock value level. Like when the Sandman's wife got pile driven off the apron through a table by Rhino. I need that 1999 type of shock value.
Oh man.
Why would you do this? You walk by No Way Jose, who has an afro taller than Strowman,
who was actually in camera sight.
You walked past the entire wrestler section. You showed all of NXT. You showed Drake Maverick. You showed absolutely every wrestler who was in the arena with a seat watching WrestleMania. You walked by all of them on camera. And you came back with the son of a referee. You didn't sell it as, it's not a Make-A-Wish kid. This kid's not sick. This kid's not in any real danger of losing his life. Knock on wood. There's no problem here. It's just a child. Where are your parents?
I was on the Facebook and on our page, and somebody had made mention of it was a Make-A-Wish kid. I was like, nah. It is
I'd have been cool with that.
If it was a referee's son, which makes this 10 times worse.
If it was a real life Make-A-Wish kid, I'd be cool with that. I would think that was a cool gesture. If it was an actual just not a plant out of the crowd, first of all, that's the most dangerous thing you could have done. However, if it wasn't a plant in the crowd, just a regular child, I might have been okay with that. This is nepotism. And the worst type, because there's no entertainment value to it.
But I've always said there's 2 things you can never beat in a talent show: kids and God. And the New Orleans crowd, I don't know if they were doing this on purpose.
Well, we've seen God be someone's tag team partner. I just have a better kid you could have picked.
Very, very true. Very, very true.
I'm not even gonna spend no more time on it, because, like, look, JJ should have been the kid if there was gonna be a kid. Otherwise, you should have got a grown up who gets paid to wrestle.
Which leads us to
who gets his payday.
Which leads us to what should not have been the final match of the night, which ended up being the final match of the night.
Man, get the strap. That's what when a man hits you like that, you just gotta get the strap, fam.
Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, and probably the most egregious audible we have ever seen on pay-per-view.
That's not an audible. It's not an audible if only one player calls it. like you and I have played enough football to know, like, everybody needs to know that there's an audible being called. Like, it's 4th and 26 and you called a quarterback sneak.
Quarterback sneak in the snow.
I'm finna run it. I'm finna run for daylight, Sam.
In the snow. Look, I don't know if he thought it was just a cool visual to copy what he did to Randy Orton, But dear God, we haven't seen anybody bleed like that since Austin in '98.
Bro, there's so I don't have any real issues with the match going forward. 6 F5s is just too much. That's like Super Cena circa 2000.
Four Fs. Braun Strowman lost to one F5.
Samoa Joe
lost to
a
one
flash F5.
It was literally like an RKO out of nowhere. This F5 came out of nowhere, and 1, 2, 3, it's a wrap. Goldberg, who was the superhero among all superheroes, was it 2?
I think so, 2 or 3.
Taker, 3.
Yeah, the guy.
The bar at WrestleMania, 3. Shawn Michaels, 2. And Shawn Michaels is half the size of the Undertaker.
Right. How many did Triple H take?
I'm guessing, and this is just a guess because I don't remember much about that match other than the fact that it was just a cool match. I think he took 3. I think 3.
Cena took 16 suplexes. Don't have a count on F5s.
Yeah, I think it was only 2 F5s. Okay. If it was even 2, but yeah, definitely 16 suplexes.
It's just you found a way to make everybody in that stadium even more pissed off than they already were.
I beg to differ. They weren't even pissed off. They had no care.
There were points during that no one cared. Like when
the blood, when we got color, that was the most anybody cared during that match. And out of 78,000 people, I'd say it's probably about 2,000 people who cared.
But I feel like if you were gonna have him get color like that, you've had him kick out of what? He kicked out of 4, right?
Yep.
He took 2 on the outside. They had already broken the table. He had been smashed on thoroughly.
Did they break a table? Because I recall a table not breaking.
Don't make me watch it again. I don't remember if they broke the table or not.
That's the problem. The double leg. It wasn't a spear. It's more like a double leg takedown.
That seemed real.
Oh my God.
That seemed like.
And it looked like Roman got more hurt than Brock did.
That seemed like, fam, you're not gonna keep doing me like this. Like I'm gonna dump you on your head if nothing else.
Yeah, a double leg takedown usually means there's punches coming directly to the eye socket.
I was hoping that Roman would throw hands. Like I was hoping at some form, whether it was work or work shoot, that Roman would throw hands and at least look like he was fighting back. Because this match, for the most part, without the Money in the Bank cash-in, was a mirror of WrestleMania 31. It was a thorough ass kicking, and then it makes Roman look like he really does have no moveset because he didn't fight back with anything new.
And you had 5 minutes after the match, a video package, to only come back to see the walk of shame with 78,000 people who are filing out, not caring about this walk of shame.
With no commentary, no explanation, no nothing. I figured, okay, if you let him get mauled like he did for like 12 minutes or however long this went on, he gets mauled. Then he gets his head split. He gets color. All of a sudden, he had that moment where like, oh, I'm bleeding. Now the Samoan comes out. So, okay, if he starts throwing hands and really going in and throwing elbows and really getting with the shit, so to speak, and then either wins or even, I don't know, gets disqualified, something, give me a better finish than this to where Brock, if you really want Brock to keep the title, he can still keep it, but don't have Roman out here looking horrible. You booked him horribly. He looked weak once this was over with, got his head split open. Then he came out the next night on Raw looking like Roger from American Dad. Like his forehead was out an extra 7 inches.
Yeah, it was loaded. It was loaded.
Like, why would you do this? And why would you put this on last? Why are we doing this? Why are we here?
Not for that. Well, apparently we were here.
All this time spent building Roman up, letting him, basically, you have the storyline that you have a part-timers champion, he doesn't care, he's never here, his matches are all the same, doesn't respect the guys, doesn't respect the boys. You could have had the locker room come out and jump Brock and feed him to Roman. You could have had any other ending than the way you had it end. But that leads me to believe, or at least think, there's the audible. There's a guy calling his own number.
Yeah, there was definitely one, because two people had a huge problem with it in the back, apparently, from what we have seen. And on that note,
then you sign him to a new contract.
Well, I got a feeling that contract, and this is only my opinion, I think that contract is only going to last us through the Greatest Royal Rumble long enough to where he doesn't pull a Punk. Because if he leaves with that belt, we're not seeing that belt in its form ever again, and we'll probably see it burn before we see it trashed. You'll
just have the WWE title come from SmackDown, and then SmackDown will get a blue belt. You won't see that red one anymore. But even that to me is like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, just it doesn't. Because if you're gonna sign him for one more match, Roman could be the champ. You sign him for a rematch, make him job on the way out.
And on that note, when we come back, we're going to talk about things that you would have done differently, things I would have done differently. We're going to rebook a few people. We're going to make their night so much more better in our eyes.
We're going to try to fix this shit. God, man.
Fans, we'll be right back.
Man called Sting.
As we come back,
yeah.
Senor Burgundy's over here to my right, going down the playlist of Slam Jam.
Yeah,
WCW's.
I'm over here planning a heist.
Music CD. He's making a YouTube playlist of Slam Jam.
Boy, I'm over here planning an absolute heist. I'm gonna do something to make me feel better.
I dare you to play those at the Shake.
If I don't get my bread, I'm subject to do anything.
Say that.
If I am not paid promptly and on time, I can become a cantankerous individual who will sabotage a whole performance.
Everybody getting up will be listening to my last $2.
Boy, nah, I'm gonna hit him with that. It's just a good vibration. I'm going Mark.
Feel it.
I'm going CNC Music Factory. I'm going Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Yeah, I'm finna ruin. I'm finna ruin everything you had planned. I need my tithes and offerings.
Let the church say,
amen.
Yeah. All right, so do we want to go? Let's do this real quick. Let's go over the call ups from NXT real quick.
Let's do that.
All right, so we had AOP.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
They sacrificed Rhino. Oh my God, Rhino looked like he ate his feelings.
That man is on his way to retirement and a budding career as a politician.
Yes, he is. We'll see him on the other side. Heath Slater had kids. Or if he has kids,
he still got kids, bro.
Well, he won't ever have another one after last night.
I mean, just because you get beat up don't mean you can't have kids.
The AOP making sure that they jab it inside. My biggest question with them coming up was, I mean, of course, they've come a long way from not being able to talk to now being able to talk. But my biggest question with them was Paul traveling with him, Paul Ellering. Right. Now, there's two issues with Paul Ellering on the main roster. Vince doesn't like people with the same name on the roster.
He doesn't?
Why do you think Gregory Helms became Gregory Helms? His real name is Shane.
Okay.
So, because his son's name is Shane, there can't be two Shanes on the main roster.
Were those two Shanes even occupying TV time at the same time?
Yes.
Were they?
Yeah. We're talking like Mean Street Posse days and the Hurricane.
Come on, bro. Nah, come on, bro. Like, you can't.
So
you can't do me this way.
Yeah. So let's take a look back at Paul Ellering and Paul Heyman.
Nope.
There was only one Paul on TV last night.
If that's the case, I get it, but
I don't. A name's a name. That is definitely overkill. A name's a name.
It's quirky and it's overkill. And I'm like, bruh, we don't need. This isn't necessarily how we have to do this.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's just going. I mean, I can't recall ever having two people, even
Just call him Ellering.
Even JBL, they didn't call him John Bradshaw Layfield. They called him JBL.
You know what? I can't reason. Obviously, because of what we saw Sunday and the reason we're doing this reaction podcast in the first place, we can't always fathom what goes on.
That's
with the decision makers.
Yeah, and we shouldn't dwell too much on that because AOP did make an impressive debut, even though they left Paul Ellering behind.
And I kind of feel like the way they did it and the way they lingered on it is almost kind of like, we're going to see this again. Like AOP might go on a skid and then they go back and get Ellering to get themselves together.
Kind of like LOD 2000?
Let's not. Let's not. Let's just not.
All right.
We can do better. We're better than this.
So who we got? We got Ember Moon. Fresh off a tragic loss.
Dallas, Texas done made the main roster, fam.
Main roster. Triple D's. Star Gang. She done pulled up and showed out with Nia Jax. Right after a very devastating loss to Shayna Baszler.
Never realized how much she looks like a heel.
Who?
Ember.
Man.
On Monday, she looked like she should have been a heel.
Shouts out to Danger 2. My son thinks that she's a heel, and that was only because he's been out of the loop lately. That was his first time seeing her.
He called it.
Yeah, and man, yeah, she when she goes, she's gonna be hard body when she goes heel. We got a Paige retirement, which was very short lived, and thankfully so. As she became the SmackDown GM tonight,
it made sense for her to get that moment to
she needed the moment. The irony was
to acknowledge the end of her in-ring career.
The irony was Sasha lost in front of her before she had the moment. Considering that's we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, well.
And I'm not saying it was her fault at all. If accidents do happen, let me be clear about that.
Right.
Who else we have come up?
No Way Jose.
No Way Jose. He has been on the NXT milk carton as of late.
They just gave him like Adam Rose.
Adam Rose is back as a Dominican.
Look, as a 6'4" Dominican, that's like 260.
260 up in this thing. Partying too. Had the ball.
You gotta bring Leo Kruger back for one match just to avenge. Like you gotta have him.
Said Leo Kruger.
For real. Like you gotta have Adam Rose dress up as the bunny rabbit and jump on Jose one time.
But who makes the save, Braun?
Nobody's got to make the save. No one has to make the save. Doesn't necessarily have to be a save. Just let Adam Rose jump it off, and then you get a big blow-off match.
And speaking of the bunny, what a slap in the face to the fact that you're having a Congo line like that with No Way Jose, and you actually have somebody with bunny ears on in the Congo line.
Like they literally just
jacked
the whole concept.
Poor kid, man.
They took your verse off the song and put his on and just said
okay, and rapped your verse.
Yeah. Didn't even change the words. Just took your vocals off, gave him the verse, and said rap this.
Hey, Swab, you got a song that I'm gonna come on as like on the remix, but instead of you saying it, I'm gonna say your verse.
That's usually how it happens when you write for other people.
No. This is my song now. But it's all your words, but it's my song now.
Let's still get a check.
Check. You wearing Nikes or something?
I don't even get a mic check. Oh. Nah, I got to come see you. I got to come see you. See, now you see the whole reason why I say Adam Rose got to come back and throw hands. See, we apply hip hop and real life to professional wrestling. Now you understand why Adam Rose got to get that work.
Who else got called up last night? Was that it? I feel like there was like one more.
AOP, No Way Jose,
Ember
Moon. Then you had the return of Bobby Lashley. That's not a call up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a call up from TNA, which is like a step below NXT.
Speaking of TNA, Kurt Angle with the TNA shot.
They're hiring.
Oh man!
And then TNA had a post on their Instagram account today saying basically some guys brought donuts and brought their resume, but they blurred out who the resume was, kind of like a nod to saying they played on the storyline in I guess good fun.
Right, but did they really play on it in good fun?
You don't have a choice. It's either play on it or get tight around the jaws.
You've already acknowledged the fact that it's okay for you to leave with your gimmick, a la Matt Hardy, a la Jeff Hardy, a la EC3, but you couldn't do the same thing for Rockstar Spud, who is now Drake Maverick, when the crowd wanted Rockstar Spud. Yeah. No.
They didn't let Rockstar Spud leave with his name?
They would have. The problem was when the crowd was screaming Rockstar Spud, they introduced Drake Maverick. Well, that's a moment that you just want to look at and just shake your head and like, why?
Maybe Rockstar didn't want to give up them rights.
It's obvious. No, it's obvious that he's not going to be wrestling. It's like, is it? I don't know. Well, because I saw a glimpse on Sunday that looked like he wanted to slap Cedric Alexander when he gave him the belt, but I don't think that that's going to happen. I digress. Let's go to SmackDown. There was a call up. Billy Kay and Peyton Royce get called up to SmackDown.
The Iconics.
Yeah.
There you go. See, we pay attention. We just don't, always pay attention.
Yeah, and that was literally, as I'm looking it up, I couldn't even find it, and that just popped up in my head for some odd reason, I guess, because the names are, like, they're synonymous with one another, but that's pretty much it.
Well, good job.
So here's my thing. Did they really shoot their load with all these call-ups? Because what do you have in NXT now?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because I took the time to pull up the current roster as it is of NXT.
Nice.
So, this looks to be not up to date. However,
we can kind of disseminate.
It's close enough. As far as your male talent, this is who you have. You got Aleister Black,
star champion.
You got Cien Almas.
He's not going to get the belt back.
I expected him to maybe get called up to SmackDown.
I actually expect Selena Vega to turn on him.
I need Cien Almas, Vega, Rey Mysterio, and Alberto Del Rio as the new cartel. I need them as the SmackDown cartel.
I'm not so sure we get ADR back, but if
he out here no showing Impact, he better have something lined up.
If we can get,
he might be doing cartel business for real.
Please can we please get Rey Mysterio as a heel for his final run?
I can live with that.
Man,
I'd like to see that.
Can we get 619 Ray up in this thing?
Then I want the whole clique of masked luchadors from 205 because they ain't doing nothing.
Right.
We got Buddy Murphy, which he's an NXT / 205 live guy.
Buddy Murphy? Let's keep going.
We haven't watched enough 205 live to be down on Buddy Murphy.
I mean, I'm not saying that he's bad at all, but keep going. Who else?
Danny Burch.
I'm not unfamiliar. I'm completely unfamiliar.
Drew McIntyre.
We know Drew. Drew's the golden boy, and I don't know if Vince is going to cash in on his golden boy yet. But do you see him? I mean, he's still relatively young. He might be 34.
He's ready. Like
not only is he ready, he came into his own on his own, similar to that of EC3.
He went and got his head together.
He got his chops right.
Got his body together. He's as ready as he's going to be. So unless you just have major plans for him in NXT, I don't think he should last past the next actual draft. Like, I know there's a superstar shakeup coming next week, but an actual draft where you're selecting NXT talent, I don't see how you let him go.
I don't even know if we want to see a draft. When's the last time we saw a draft? Was it 2 years ago? Was the only thing we've seen is shakeups.
The initial draft has been shakeups ever since. I think you, like, come SummerSlam, not another shakeup. You need a full-on draft.
All right, who else we got?
EC3.
Speaks for itself.
We got Johnny Gargano. Cassius Ohno, Lars Sullivan.
So hold on. So Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. What other than them? This was an old school blow-off match. Do we see them again against each other? Do they have new feuds? If we have new feuds, who do they go with? I mean, do we want to discuss this now? Do we come back to this after?
I think you should see probably one more. You should get one more match out of that because it's that hot. Like, Tommaso got to do something. He's already at like super heel. Now he's got to do like the Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan transformation into a mega heel. He gotta like drop an elbow on Johnny's wife.
On accident?
Yeah. Tell you what, he swings at Johnny with a crutch again and hits his wife. Like, go old school USWA type. Like, somebody's significant other got to get hit with a crutch.
Dig that. What else we got?
Let's see. We got Leo Rush. I haven't seen him in forever.
Man, I'm
Leo might have tweeted himself all the way.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know if he's even still in the picture, if he's still on punishment right now.
You might as well put him on 205 Live. Might as well.
Ricochet, man, what a debut too.
Ricochet.
He showed his natural ass on Saturday.
Oni Lorcan. No Way Jose's gone. Velveteen Dream.
Dream is the truth. Dream is going to be a WWE champion soon. I give him 5 years.
Okay. Wesley Blake.
Don't know who that is. We also have what's my man from the Rocky Mountains? Lars. You said Lars Sullivan.
Yeah, Lars Sullivan. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what to say about. Like, there's so many killer things you can do with Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane. Eric Young.
Yeah, that was who another group I was expecting to possibly get called up. Would have been Sanity. But
I would like to see Sanity on Raw only after you do something with some people in the tag division on the shakeup to get them over to SmackDown.
I'd like to see Sanity. If I was going to book Sanity to show up, like after the whole whatever's going on with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, once that kind of comes to a close, Sanity shows up, jumps on Bray Wyatt, and that is the catalyst to reform the Wyatt family.
Do you think Matt will eventually be in the overseer / mentor role to get Wyatt over?
I would assume that's what this is for. I can't necessarily.
I would. One should assume it, but one can't assume it looking at what happened Sunday.
It's too early for me to say where this storyline is going. I'm hoping that Bray and Matt are given a lot of leeway and a lot of free reign so that they can kind of craft their own story, because otherwise I don't have much faith in where it's going.
Now, with all that said, with what we're talking about with the call-ups, as far as the NXT women are concerned, I honestly feel they're gutted.
And they just lost 2 of them. So
two major players. Well, actually, really 3.
It's a short list. We got Bianca Blair.
Not familiar.
No, not Blair. Belair. You are familiar.
Oh, Bianca Belair. Yeah. That ponytail, fam.
it's gonna get over. Like
it got over the first time I heard it slap somebody's stomach, fam.
It's gonna get over. It's gonna be the most annoying thing.
That hair got over faster than Dutch Mantel's bullwhip.
Yikes. Shout out to Wild Bill Irwin too. Billy Kay got called up. You got Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane. I like her underdog story. I just don't know how well it's going to play out post Mae Young Classic.
You got Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross to me reminds me of Paige. A lot of Paige.
You got the champ Shayna Baszler. You can't sign like that. Like, we have a legitimate MMA fighter who has made the transition to wrestling.
She's good,
and she's got a decent number of matches under her belt.
Yeah, I'm not signed because I don't like her. I'm signed because I hope they do the right thing with her. And so far it's looking good, but she's got to get a couple more reps with NXT. I hope to see her there 2 more years. And speaking of, like, I want to see some call downs too, and it's not even like a diss.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. even going through what we have with the call ups, because you have some tag teams. You got Heavy Machinery, Moss and Sabatelli, which I think they may have split or gotten back together. Last time I saw they had split. Sanity, you got the Street Profits.
Wait. So, my boys from ROH are now known as Heavy Machinery, or is that a new team?
That's a new team.
Okay, so who?
That's not War Machine.
Okay, all right.
Heavy Machinery is a different team.
All right, so I haven't seen Heavy Machinery yet.
They're decent.
I don't like Tino Sabatelli, and maybe because of what I saw on the little expose show that they had for one season.
Breaking Ground.
Yeah, I really like that show. They need to bring that show back.
That show is dope.
But I'm not a fan of those two. Like
if he can stay healthy, he's gonna be an incredible heel.
Yeah, but that's power and glory right there, man. Like,
exactly. Exactly. It is the new Power and Glory. He is the new Paul Roma. He looks like Paul Roma's kid.
He looks exactly like Paul Roma's kid.
The Street Profits are gonna be huge.
Street Profits, they are Crime Time 2.0.
Good God.
But they are so good. They are so good.
Like, they're good, but they're like, I don't know. I'm gonna enjoy watching them get beat up.
Are D-Ron's sons in NXT yet?
Nah, I don't think so. If they are, they just started.
And then, but there are some twins that are wrestling in NXT in there.
Yeah, there's a set of twins that look like Usher.
Yeah, they jobbing like a mug too.
Dead serious, they look exactly like Usher. So like, there's a picture circulating the internet. Like, there are two guys that look like Usher when he was training for the boxing movie, but there's two of them.
And then TM61.
I don't know what they're doing.
And right now, by far, my favorite tag team in the business. The damn squad. The Undisputed Era.
Red Dragon, Adam Cole, baby. And now Roderick, Dr. Backbreaker Strong. Dr. Lumbar.
Man, he sees so, like, everything is just so snap quick. He reminds me of like Eddie Guerrero back in WCW doing cruiserweight matches. Matter of fact, he reminds me, even body type, haircut, emotions. He reminds me of Dean Malenko.
You know what? That's a really good comparison.
He moved. Think about the way Dean Malenko starts running from the middle of the ring. His kick start for the run, exactly like Dean Malenko. His body's type and size, exactly like Dean Malenko.
I'm gonna watch all his matches different now that you've said that.
It's insane. It's like he dialed back his charisma just for this turn. Because the UE better be the new Shield, and I really hope that when Ambrose comes back, they treat the Shield as brothers who are at odds that cannot be divided.
You've got so much work to do repairing the image of Roman Reigns at this point. I don't know. The Shield is the only thing they pop for with him.
That's it.
And that is like,
that's it.
I don't understand it. It's a bizarro world.
Speaking of Roman Reigns and the Shield, we got all the call-ups. We mentioned we want call downs.
Yeah, we got some people that are just sitting on the roster and sitting in catering that could be really productive in Florida.
Who?
And this is not a demotion.
Who?
Apollo Crews.
Who? Give me another one. Keep going.
Now I need a roster. I need to start picking Kurt Hawkins.
And I'm so glad you picked him, because like Apollo Crews, I like him going back down.
Apollo Crews, truthfully, should have never left.
I agree. And Kurt Hawkins going back down. Here's my logic with Kurt Hawkins. If Zack Ryder can do it, why can't he? And who is he going to fuel in NXT?
Doesn't matter. I don't even care. Like, I don't even want to worry about who he's gonna.
I'll do you one better. I think he would be a perfect candidate for the North American title.
Kurt Hawkins?
He's the man you love to hate.
Okay. Let's see. Call downs.
Do we see a feud between Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong in NXT?
At this point now, yes.
Do you keep Roderick Strong in NXT, or do you have him float back and forth between 205 Live?
I want him in NXT now. Now that he's part of the Undisputed Era, I want him in NXT, and I'll go a step further. You're probably going to see Roderick Strong be UK champion. That way,
you're gonna load the
era.
deck. You're gonna load the deck with the belts in the UE,
and you want them as a traveling squad of killers.
That they're the new horsemen.
That's a lot to put on people, but I mean, okay, I'm with it.
I'm sick of seeing Alicia Fox in the main roster, and that's not a knock on her. I think she'll be dope in NXT.
I think she's Ronda Rousey's first opponent, based on what happened this weekend.
Yep.
There was some beefing going on during WrestleMania weekend where some spouses, a spouse and a roster star got into it. So yeah,
that would be good. I want to see double duty from Alexa Bliss. I want to see her on the main. I want to see her in NXT, and I also and then briefly, and then after that happens, I want to see.
Tell me why with that though? Why?
Why not? It's star power.
If I want to see her pull double duty, I want to see her as like the first double champion that just goes back and forth.
Whatever happens.
Like a double champion that goes back and forth to Raw and SmackDown.
The reason I put it on her first is because the next person I want to see do that is Sasha Banks. And really, you can do either one of them.
I'm cool with like major stars going to do like a tour of duty. Like work
from pay-per-view to pay-per-view, from takeover to takeover. Yep.
I like that. Or like as a main roster star, go down, work from takeover to takeover to help get the new champ ready.
Because the one thing that you can look at is kind of like, and it's not saying that the NXT is minor league. NXT is like a territory. And if you remember back in the day, we always bring up back in the day.
Right. The idea behind this is not as a demotion for any talent. It's to help establish NXT as its own brand and not a developmental system.
Flair would go literally from territory to territory and spend time in that territory to get to that blow-off match that took him right back to Atlanta.
Drew Gulak.
Man.
I think I want to see him do a call down. He needs it.
I think Otunga is done in the ring. I have no.
Okay, well, go work on your skill set. Go work on something.
Please get Percy Jackson off the microphone.
I'm cool with. I like Percy more than I like Otunga speaking and commentating.
Well, I mean, let Percy take Otunga's place in these pre-shows. But get him off the stick because he looks like a deer. Well, I can't say he looks. He sounds like a deer in headlights when stuck in between Morrow and
it's not pretty. Slater.
He's got kids, man.
He needs the work then if he's got kids.
You know who I'm surprised that you have that list pulled up, and who I'm surprised we haven't seen or heard from?
Who's that?
Jason Jordan.
Neck surgery is real. You gotta let that stuff,
I didn't realize that's what took him out. Okay.
Yeah, he had neck surgery. He got his dad's neck condition. He got his old man.
Old stack of dimes in the neck.
Right. $1 million body, 10-cent stack of dimes.
Stack of dimes in the neck.
It happens.
All right.
You got anybody else you want to call down? Pause.
I wouldn't mind seeing Kofi or Xavier go back and forth, and not at the same time either.
Send the Ascension back.
Repackage them. Just let them grow their hair out.
Do something.
Take off the face paint. The fact that Victor's wearing green face paint now,
they're just
that's weird.
They're just doing anything. They're just doing stuff.
And as if you think you have that option to save them, you call
my MVP. There's my MVP of NXT right there.
Mike Kanellis.
If you guys you guys can't see what we're doing. We have the superstar roster pulled up. We're literally scrolling down the entire roster, picking out people who can be called. It's not called down, who can be transitioned over to NXT to have something to do, so they're not on TV. They're not doing anything but sitting and catering.
But if you take Mike Bennett and put him on NXT, and you've got the UE down there, now you've basically got ROH in any given hour.
Good. What's the problem?
Okay, all right, I'm with that.
And at some point, you have this squad of like super squad. You have this super squad of talented uber heels that can work. Somebody's got to try to fight them.
Let's go back. That's a nice list. That's a nice list.
I'm cool with that.
Broken Pencil BC on everything. Broken Pencil Logic, hashtag that for follows and whatnot, and for threads. Also, brokenpencilbc at gmail.com. And that, of course, where you find this. If you didn't find it on Google Play or iTunes, brokenpencilbc.podomatic.com. That's also official.
Coming soon to the Apple device. And
by the time they hear this one, it'll already be there.
Turn it.
Let's see here. So we want to go back to the WrestleMania roster.
Yeah.
Or WrestleMania lineup here. Our flashback today is going to be rebooking a few stars from this WrestleMania card.
And the way this works is you get to go back through the card, WrestleMania only, the night of only, and you can pick a star and rebook their night.
Just that night.
Just that night. Not the build, not the afterwards. You just rebook what happened that night in that match. You don't give them a new match. You don't change the card. You deal with the card as is, but you rebook that individual or that team's night.
So, speaking of that, who do you have?
I have the Usos.
How would you book them differently?
And I just gave these rules and I'm gonna break them. Cause I really want to give off what I had before.
You using the ropes and a foreign object.
Yeah, I'm going the knee pad for the for the foreign object. I would have booked them in just a regular match, not a triple threat. I wanted to book them for a one-off with the Young Bucks.
That would have been fire, and I think I think the Usos would have been the perfect opponents for that
because of the year they've had, and as much as they've been really talked about as the best tag team in the world in real life, and just the year they've had, and the frequency in which they use the super kick. I feel like you could have paid the Young Bucks enough to come in and do a job.
Even if not doing a job, there would have been a super kick counter in the bottom right hand corner of that screen had that match happen.
That's if we booked it. Yeah, there would have been a super kick.
Oh no, I don't care who booked that match. If that match happens, there's a super kick counter.
The only reason I say that is because at 32, there was a suplex counter with live in the stadium on the screen. On the big screen, there was a suplex counter with Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar, but the suplex counter didn't start until like 6. So that was like an on-the-fly idea. Like they were sitting there watching these suplexes and said, "We should count these."
Suplex City, Vince. That's Vince.
So I just broke my own rule. I wouldn't have had a triple threat at all. It would have been the Usos versus the Young Bucks.
My first one is easy.
What you got?
Undertaker. All the heat that you had on Roman Reigns from 33, and the fact that all of a sudden in the last 3 weeks you have discarded that and brought back the Undertaker when you had two way better options, considering Roman allegedly retired the Undertaker, and it was only until Sunday that it was alleged. We have Mark Calloway. Why would you not book Mark Calloway versus booking The Undertaker? You call out the man's wife, you bring up social media. If you want to bring a real element into this, plus Mark Calloway actually has a Twitter account. If you really wanted to do some damage with Undertaker, you leave Undertaker alone and you bring back Mark Calloway to whoop your ass.
I'd have been cool if... Wait, here's my question, because I started wondering this. Did Kid Rock no-show this weekend?
I believe there was a prior engagement.
So he didn't show up to the Hall of Fame, and he didn't perform?
No. He was at the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame speech was only about 5 minutes long. It was very short.
I really must have slipped through it.
Yeah, it was just before Jarrett's.
It's not a joke either. I think I really slipped through it.
Yeah, it was just before Jarrett's, but it was very short. Very, very short.
Okay.
By comparison.
Because I was expecting him to play American Badass, and then...
Well, he was supposed to play that yeah crap. That was...
Nah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want him playing American Badass.
And that's the other part of the Undertaker thing. If you're not going to bring out Mark Calloway, you bring out you bring out the American Badass. Now here's what's crazy. When the referee came down after the Charlotte match to get Cena's attention, I really thought Michelle McCool had put hands on Nikki Bella in the back. I really thought that's why the referee came down there. I was legit like, yeah, he put hands on, he touched Nikki, yeah. But that did not happen. But I really think that either one of those options would have been better than seeing the dead man.
I would have hoped for so much more in terms of how they explained it.
And being genuinely upset, that's the only thing that genuinely upset me was the fact that if people say, "Oh, you wanted to see the Undertaker on the Mystique," I did not want to see the Undertaker. I could have cared less about seeing the Undertaker.
I don't mind the Mystique. I don't even mind the squash match. It reminded me of Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah,
it was that level of squash. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, if you haven't, like, what do you just getting back in the country or what's up? But it just didn't do a lot. Like, I could have said if the lights had gone out at the end of the go home show, at least you would have known. That particular execution didn't connect for me.
What's your next one?
Asuka. We didn't have to kill the streak. I understand now that, New Orleans is where streaks go to die.
I got a problem more with the fact that it happened in New Orleans more than I have a problem with the fact that the streak died.
I got a problem with both. Japanese streaks matter. Hashtag.
That's a hashtag.
That is a hashtag. Go check our account at BrokenpencilBC on Twitter. Japanese streaks matter. If I'm rebooking this, same exact match that Asuka and Charlotte had. Don't change anything. You get to a point, Carmella shows up. Wax Asuka with the briefcase. Wax Charlotte with the briefcase. Cashes in. Pins Charlotte. New champ. Asuka's streak is still intact. Now Asuka has a new target.
Very true. That's a good one.
I'm not even gonna put no extra salt on it. That's all I want.
No, that's saucy. I can dig that.
That's what I wanted. That is what I wanted. That's how I wanted it booked. I don't understand. It's not that I don't understand, because everybody's got to lose eventually. But what made it to where you couldn't get another match out of Charlotte versus Asuka with Asuka still being undefeated?
Especially since you got something coming up in 2 weeks in Saudi Arabia.
You could have got the triple threat rematch with them in Saudi Arabia.
I got a decent one here.
Who you got?
Finn Balor. And this is not going to be for... We were talking about colors earlier. I'm not talking about his choice of apparel this time. I would have booked him differently in the sense that you said get the Young Bucks in for a one-off.
Okay.
I'm with that. Bring them... Let it be known that they're in the building by bringing them out with Gallows and Anderson with Finn Balor to escort them to the ring. Even though they don't get involved, bring the band back together. If you're gonna do it. Because, and also he would have had to go over then too. There's no other way to do that but to put Finn Balor over if you put the club back together for a hot second.
I think they're done leaning on the Bullet Club.
They're gonna have to be, because
it seems
Gallows and Anderson are done.
I hate that too. I really do.
Anderson is so good, and Gallows has gotten so much better since his Straight Edge Society run.
Like, he's always been above average. He's always been good though.
He's a great big man. Like, he's not even a good
like
big man.
those
He's a
don't grow
great
on
big
trees,
man.
as we know. Like those do not grow on trees.
Yeah, and even though he's probably the shortest of all the big men that are like agile right now, he looks as big as like Show. He looks as big as like Taker. He looks as big as like Strowman minus the density.
Maybe you get a shake up and you send the Balor Club to SmackDown.
But what, the entire club?
Yeah, I want the whole club. Cause
Do you keep AJ there?
No.
So you take them to SmackDown and make them a stronger unit. To rebuild them as a stronger unit.
Yes.
I'm not mad at that.
And you give them the opportunity to be cooler. You give them a little more camera time because Raw is just crowded, and it's just not going to happen there.
Raw seemed really crowded last night with everybody, with the exception of the ladies debuting on SmackDown tonight. Cause every it's like you
got to balance it out with the shake-up.
It felt like they shot their wad,
and then you got to figure out where Kevin and Sammy go.
Or do they go?
I don't know.
I gotta feel. What if they showed up on NXT TV asking for their jobs back, or asking for a job? Period.
I mean, I'd watch, but
what if Kevin Steen and El Generico showed up on NXT TV asking for jobs? They've already changed their Twitter accounts.
Nah, I'm good.
All right, what else you got?
I kind of went off on this in the first segment. We were venting about the card, but Braun Strowman. Like, if we went with everything as planned, we already said I would have taken a different kid if we were just gonna have a kid. But on part 1 of our podcast debut, we listed potential partners. I would have been cool with the reincarnated Bray Wyatt if he wasn't going into a program with Matt Hardy, but it looks like they're going to go after tag team titles now. I was hoping for Samoa Joe, who re-debuted on Monday night.
And let me just add that he hasn't changed a bit. The same character that left TV a few months ago is the exact same character we got coming back.
And I'm
not mad at that.
I'm all for it. He's my favorite on the main roster right now. If I just have to pick one that I'm gonna root for every week to have fantastic matches and kick the crap out of people, Samoa Joe's my guy.
Joe is by far the only person on the roster that does not have to be on TV every week to matter.
He just, I want him to stay healthy so he can realize his potential.
You can literally have him pop up once every 3 weeks and torment one person, a different person every 3 weeks, and still be good with him being on the roster and being healthy.
What happens if he ends up on SmackDown?
Then you see him probably every week, if not every other week. But you're looking at dream matches again. AJ and Joe in WWE. That's a big money. That's a SummerSlam matchup. Joe and Nakamura. Something we've been waiting on, never happened. And then of course you got your obvious one.
Well, you got a lot of it in NXT, but
you got 2004 with Daniel Bryan and Samoa Joe.
I'm with it. But yeah, Joe was my pick to be a partner just because you knew people were going to get beat up.
It was going to be a problem. Something was going to happen bad. Somebody was going to get choked out.
And then you eventually just get the turn from Joe on Braun, then they can move into a singles program.
And Joe, I honestly think Joe's never going to get a true face run on the main roster.
He doesn't need it.
He never needs it. He didn't need it in TNA. He didn't need it in NXT, and he got him.
I don't even think I want him as a face. I want him as a smart mouth heel. Like, I want him exactly as he is now, and if they're gonna cheer him for it, fine.
The mercenary. I want him as the mercenary. Just go where you're needed, get your money, go to the next person.
Who else you got?
Roman Reigns, believe it or not.
No, I can believe it.
But I do it differently. I've always said that let's bring back factions. You may not have to have a manager, but let's bring back factions. If there was going to be an audible call, I think Sunday would have been the prime opportunity to start the Samoan dynasty. I think you bring out.
Now, for those of you who don't know what this is one of those like absolute fantasy booking things that we do in these off-air meetings.
For me, it's a conspiracy theory. I really think that that it's going to happen. I just don't know when or how long it's going to last. I think it's going to happen.
All of the Samoans that are currently on the roster and related in one crew.
I'll do one better. It's WrestleMania weekend. 2 more that you don't even know or that aren't on the roster, and one of those 2 was formerly on the roster at playing a Mexican.
Pardon me?
The Gorillas of Destiny.
Yeah.
You bring them in too. One of those guys.
Nah, have you seen them work in New Japan? Have you seen some of the stuff they let slip when they're in the ring talking?
I don't think it's a slip.
Well, I'm just saying.
But they're doing it because they allow them to.
Right.
Japanese allow them to.
It's gonna take a lot of money to get them to agree to not have that freedom. And then you're looking at Gallows and Anderson who are they're probably cashing a decent check, but there's a whole lot different here than it is in Japan.
Yes, I agree. But if you just bring them out just in tribal face paint, the Usos, the Gorillas of Destiny, Naomi, Tamina Snuka, even Nia Jax.
Everybody who's everybody who's related, married or not.
It's all part of the dynasty. It's all part of the dynasty.
I'd be willing to watch, even as a start, I'd be willing to watch the Usos and Roman Reigns get another shot at what they were doing a couple of years ago.
But you got to remember, the Usos were getting their asses handed to them by Roman Reigns when Roman Reigns was with the Shield. People didn't realize they were even family unless they looked on the internet with the family tree.
But you know that one brief run they had before the Usos went to SmackDown and they were still extra colorful. They were all running together as a crew. I think that the Usos have undergone enough of a character shift to where, one, they're not going to get booed. 2, if you start treating this more like real life, because they kick it heavy in real life, you're gonna get a better on-screen product.
Well, to add to that, what made me even think about this as an option wasn't the fact of the love that Roman didn't get. It was the fact that Ata was in the front row.
Right.
That's what made me even bring this up as an option. And notice there were no singles competitors that I named that were male that would have been part of the dynasty, because the only person that you have is Roman.
You probably with that many ladies, you're gonna end up stacking them too deep,
and that's fine. For the purpose of forming the dynasty and causing a disqualification, Roman still gets. Does he finally get respect with that? I don't know. But Brock is protected. Brock keeps the belt, and Roman still remains a credible force for the title. But as opposed to now, he got his ass handed to him and is being rewarded.
I don't think that was an accident.
It doesn't even matter. He's being rewarded with a steel cage match at the Greatest Royal Rumble against Brock.
It's almost like they realized immediately they did the wrong thing and then hit the reset button. Because to me, as a person watching who's paying for the network, it felt like they tried to swerve their audience all night. Like Mania lined up one way and we said, okay, everyone thinks this is going to happen. We're going to do this.
But there was,
and that's not always the best option.
Well, any diehard WWE fan that's paid attention since the Attitude Era will say, if it's logical, it probably won't happen in WWE. And there were some things that logically happened that were okay. Some things that were completely illogical that happened that were completely egregious, like Nicholas. Like
that's just stupid. I don't care how anybody else feels about that. Like you can it can be a feel good moment for you. It is completely that is
poppycock. It's poppycock.
Dumbass. That is stupid.
So that's our WrestleMania recap. There's a few more events we got coming up. We didn't touch on SmackDown, but it's definitely worth to check out too. So if you're a fan, go back and check it out.
Yeah, you got a Dream Match tease on there. I gotta go back. I'm gonna make sure I can watch it.
Dream Match tease. That was a good ass match with the perfect ending for it because nobody won.
True.
Well, actually, technically, somebody did win. If you want to count the first person got hit being the one that won by DQ.
No, we don't count that.
We don't count that. To me, it was no contest.
Wins and losses don't matter.
They don't matter.
No.
We've got the Greatest Royal Rumble coming up. We've got Backlash coming up. So, do we reconvene after the Greatest, or do we reconvene after Backlash?
I'm under the impression. I think we can probably reconvene after Backlash. Give everybody a chance to get their stuff together. We don't need to preview that card. Just reconvene afterwards. I feel like by the time Backlash is over with, because it's how long before Backlash?
3 weeks. So it's the first Sunday in May.
Okay, I'm good with that. By the time we get back together, it might be time to make some way too early SummerSlam predictions.
By the way, in case you haven't paid attention or you're under a rock, we got a surprise entrant in the Greatest Royal Rumble already. Y2J
just made the list.
You just made the list. So yeah, we'll catch you. Broken Pencil BC on everything. Broken Pencil Booking Company. BrokenpencilBC.podomatic.com. Subscribe to us there. Also iTunes, Google Play Music. Hashtag Broken Pencil Booking. Hashtag Broken Pencil Logic, and hashtag You Can't Write This. You got show topics that you want us to address? Send them. You got love mail, hate mail. Send that too. We'll read it online, or we'll read it on the air. And please, we ask you to engage. We one of us is on there always, especially on the Facebook and on Twitter, Instagram. We gonna get that. We gonna get that popping here in a minute. And anybody in the DFW area, we're gonna be at the NXT event in Dallas at the Southside Ballroom next month. And we will be rocking. We accept beverages. We'll be world premiering Broken Pencil BC merch. Woo, going down. Yeah, like going down like a plane crash. We do accept beverages for those who would like to, liven up the event. Beer me, bro.